Hello, my lovely little audience. This is a small video I wanted to make for today, given the context and it being National Transgender Day of Visibility. As someone who identifies as a part of the transgender community, and this is just a small little story I wanted to tell for today. And it's like the title said, how Metal Sonic from Sonic, as absurd as it is, how he helped me realize who I was. The story starts a few months ago. I recently met someone in my class, and I take a voice acting class, and there's a classmate I met. I'm not gonna name him, but he's probably gonna watch this, and if he is, I want him to let him know you're a real one. But that's not on topic. So basically, he's a huge Sonic fan, and I'm kind of too. I've been getting into it lately as someone who liked Sonic stuff when I was younger, and as someone who has taken interest in the Sonic.exe community. But I know this sounds goofy, but trust me, I'm gonna wrap it back around. But after talking to him, I became more of a Sonic fan. I started looking up more Sonic stuff, taking interest in it. I even read two of the comic books because he gave me some of his extras, which I thought was nice. But as I was doing this, there was one character I liked a lot, being Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic is always an interesting character to me, as this is probably obvious to anyone watching this. It's probably only going to be watched by Sonic fans. But also, I think he's a really cool character. But before I get into the connection, I'm just going to talk about what he does. Metal Sonic was a creation by Dr. Robotnik, and he was made to surpass Sonic, be better than him, a version of Sonic made in Robotnik's image. And in Metal Sonic, his one goal is to be better than Sonic. This is shown by how he likes to race Sonic a lot. He wants to beat him, to be better than him, to surpass him. And he doesn't feel good when he loses at all. There's an issue of the IDW comics, during the Metal Virus arc. I'm not too familiar with it because I haven't read it, but I have seen the panel. And I'm familiar with kind of what happens due to my friend. I'm sorry, I'm trying my best. I'm sorry if it sounds weird. I'm going to be trying my best to describe it, but there is this panel in the comics of Metal Sonic. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. They're in the Metal Virus arc. There's like this metal little liquid that infects the other Sonic characters to make them like robots and stuff. It's pretty cool. But there's this scene where when where Metal Sonic, when he's wandering around Eggman's like laboratory, he goes off path and finds some of the Metal Virus stuff. It's a panel where nothing is spoken at all, but it just shows Metal Sonic looking at the Metal Virus stuff. He looks at it. You can tell he thinks something. He then puts his hand in the metal thing, and then nothing happens. He looks at his hand. We don't know what he's feeling, but it's obviously not something he likes. He's then found and told to leave. On to my interpretation of what this means. I like to think this is Metal Sonic wanting to see if the Metal Virus could change him. This is definitely I feel like this is probably what they were implying, but I feel like it is Metal Sonic wanting to see if the Metal Virus would change him, to maybe even make him human, a reverse of what it does to other people, and he's saddened when it doesn't. I find this relatable as someone who's trans. He wants to be something, but he can't be. No matter how hard he tries, everyone mocks him. He wants to be the real Sonic. He wants to be better. He wants to be better than Sonic, to the point where he wants to be Sonic. This is something I can relate to, as someone who's experienced mockery for being trans, for wanting to be something else that I was born as, something different than what I was born as. Being told I'll never be that. But Metal Sonic, he never gives up. He keeps fighting for what he wants. In a day and age where transphobia, homophobia, like all sorts of hatred runs rampant, I think this is something important everybody needs to realize. We need to stay strong. We don't need to fight each other. We need to love each other. And most importantly, we need to keep fighting. Thank you for listening to this video. This is different than what I usually plan to make, but I really wanted to talk about it, as this is an important subject to me. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.